Hi, Jerry Brown here with Jerry Brown Travels. What I'd like to do is I'd like to introduce myself to you and give you a little background on who I am, who my wife is, and what was the reason we started these videos. A few months ago, my son, who has been watching some of the YouTube videos of travel around the world, and he says, "Hey Dad, why don't you make a video and start a blog YouTube channel and share some of your ideas, some of your travel experiences that you've gone through, because I think people will get value from it." So this is how come this all started about. But what I'd like to do is just share with you some of the concepts and choices that we have made to create a lifestyle that we sort of enjoy for ourselves. We thought maybe you would think it was interesting too, but maybe not. Going back to 2006, we both were self-employed. We had our own companies, small companies, and that we had started. And so we decided to sell our home. So we sold our home, we sold all of our furniture, sold our cars. Basically, we sold everything. And we decided to take off and be homeless and have a, basically not a backpack, but a, little carry-ons and a pack, and travel around the world. Well, we'd been traveling for years before this, but we decided to be real serious about it and just commit to traveling. So this has been what we've been doing. And so this is what I'd like to share and start to share with you through some more oncoming videos, how we've done that. And so it was funny because one time we were traveling in India, and a lady came up to me and she says, "You're very lucky." I said, "Well, how's that?" She says, "Well, look, you're traveling, you and your wife and stuff like that, and you're traveling for 5 months. I can only get away for a week." And I said, "You know something? I'm not lucky at all." I said, "I have actually been planning this lifestyle since I've been 12 years old." And she looked at me in surprise, 12 years old. And I said, "Yeah." I said, "I used to watch newsreels. I used to watch things on Africa, the wildlife, travel videos." There weren't videos back then, but travel programs. And so I decided at a very young age that I was going to make this my lifestyle. But also I had to be responsible, and I've worked and everything else. And so to get enough money to do this, you have to excuse me because I have a little bit of a cold here. My throat's a little hoarse. But so I just told her, I says, "No, it's been a plan that I have exercised. In fact, every tax season I would get back money, and I put it away in a travel, portfolio or a travel budget area that we could use to travel with." Other people were going out and they're remodeling their kitchen, or they were buying fancy cars. We didn't remodel the kitchen. We went on a travel trip. We didn't buy fancy cars. Now I want to tell you, we had new cars, okay, but they were only $15,000 cars. We were driving cars where you didn't have automatic locks. We had to lock them ourselves. We didn't have automatic windows. We had to roll them up ourselves. New cars, but we were living very frugal. And so, because our goal was to travel. And so I have set up my lifestyle this way. And what I did is I looked at the very rich years ago. There's a man that wrote a book called The Millionaire Next Door. And I read that book. I've always been fascinated with wealth and wealthy people. But what I realized is wealth starts within. That's number one. But also it's a feeling, how you can create that feeling of wealth for yourself. So as an example, I looked at wealthy people drive new cars. I'm going to drive a new car. Wealthy people maybe pay $50,000, $150,000 for a car. I'm going to pay $15,000. I saved up to get the money and to buy the cars. So what I try to do is mirror what the wealth we're doing, but on my level. I'm down here, I'm not up there. And so, as an example, I noticed the wealthy people, they play golf. They went to country clubs. Well, I thought, why don't I learn to play golf? So Lori and I learned to play golf. And we're not any good at it. We get out there and hack, but we enjoy it. In other words, it's the feeling. So when we're out there golfing, we're actually golfing on a golf course that's 3 miles away from a golf course where other people are paying $50 to $150 a day to golf. We're only paying $9 each a day to golf. So it's creating those little steps and mirroring what the wealthy people are doing, you know. And so one of the things that we travel, so we want to travel too. We weren't flying first class, we were riding in the back of the plane, but we were feeling like we were first class because we were on an adventure, we were traveling. And so what we have found is that by being frugal, watching your money, and using it properly, you can stretch it out and you can do more things. More for us is travel. Okay. Another thing that we have learned in the last 2 years, we've gotten into a program which is called a house exchange program. Okay. Like I mentioned, we sold everything in 2006, but in 2012 we wanted to buy another home. We went back to Hawaii. We moved to the Big Island. We really love that area there. It's an expensive area, but we watch, you know, how we spend our money. We don't go out to eat. We cook at home. You know, there's a lot of ways that you can save money. Another thing, we bought a very modest home, very small little home, but it's in a great location. Let me tell you that. It's in a great location. It's Hawaii. It's one of the best places in the world to travel, okay? So what we've done is we've leveraged that home. We've leveraged that home so we can travel and we can do a house exchange. Right now, the home that I'm in right now is in Mexico, okay? We're not paying any rent here. We're not paying the utilities. We're not paying for anything here except our food, you know, and our entertainment. And the people in Hawaii are also using our home. And so it's a 5-star experience to be able to travel and stay in homes, you know what I mean? And instead of staying in a, you know, $25, $30 motel, we've got this beautiful 3-bedroom, 3-bath home here in Hawaii on a beautiful lake. And I'll explain that, and I have in another video how that program works. Later in another video, I'm going to show you guys this house here and what the home exchange program, I'll explain it one more time about that. Look forward to that video coming up. But one time, I just give you another experience. One time, I was down in Mexico. This was when I was about 25 years old. I hadn't met Lori yet. And here I had sold a little small company. I got a little cash. I was able to take off 3 years. And so before I needed to go back to work. And so it was a little business that I created. And so I took off. And I was living down in Mexico. And I was down there for a 10-month period. And at this particular time, I was there 6 months. I'm living on a beach, on a resort called Zihuatanejo. And a man comes up to me and we start talking as we're walking and stuff like that. And he says, "Hey, how long are you down here for?" You know, and I said, "Well, I've been down here for 5 months, but my old goal will be to be here for three more months or so, for 10 months total. And then I'm going on to Hawaii, and I'm going to, you know, live over there because I'm taking off 3 years." And so he looked at me with this glitter in his eye like, "Wow, how did you do it? You know, are you rich? You know, were you born with a golden spoon in your mouth? You know, are you a trust fund baby? You know, what is it? What's your secret?" And I says, "You know something, buddy? You can do the same thing." He kind of twinkled like, "Wow." And I says, "Go home, sell your home, sell your cars, sell your furniture, sell your business, sell everything. Come down and join me." And I could see he dropped. His whole expression dropped. No, he couldn't do that. Okay, I've been able to, not every people can do that, but I've been able to make it a priority in my life to travel. Okay, and so as an example, I just thought of this. Later, I went to Hawaii, okay? Now remember, I was only 25 years old at the time, so everything was cheaper. But I went to Hawaii, and I was living over there, and I was sharing an apartment right on the beach, okay? And it was costing me $450 a month for everything, you know what I mean, in Hawaii. And so I want to share with you some of our ideas as we have, you know, lived our lives, Lori and I, by planning, being on the same team and working together to create a lifestyle. I think you will enjoy, you know, to hear more about it. So I just wanted to give you, you know, a little heads up on who I am and what we're all about in future videos. So this has been Jerry Brown with Jerry Brown Travels. Hey, listen, if this little video has made any value to you, how about a like or a thumbs up or maybe just a comment? Jerry Brown with Jerry Brown Travels. Thank you. Jerry and Lori have just left for a drive.